I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the Special District Association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station, so if there is a news story or event information that you would like to share, you can call us. The number's 970-677-4119. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Tuesday program. Happy Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2020. DCTV Daily News. Montezuma County submits plan to loosen state COVID-19 restrictions with a photo staff Jim Imiaga. After a lively debate last week with heated exchanges over face masks, Montezuma County leaders agreed to submit a request for a state exemption on some COVID-19 restrictions to allow businesses such as restaurants and fitness areas to host customers. The proposal requires approval by the Colorado Department of Health and Environment, and a decision is expected to take a week or longer. The detailed plan was signed off on by the Montezuma County Board of Health, which is composed of the Board of County Commissioners, County Health Department physician Dr. Kent Aiken, and Southwest Health System CEO Tony Suduth. If approved by the state, the proposal would apply to businesses in the county, including Cortez, Dolores, and Mancos. It asks that restaurants, gyms, fitness centers, and retail stores be allowed to serve up to 40% of their occupancy capacity. Employees would be required to wear masks if interacting with the public, and masks would be mandatory for all restaurant staff, according to the proposal. Under current state restrictions, gyms and restaurant dining areas are still closed, and gatherings in non-essential retail stores are limited to 10 people per store. Employees in critical and non-critical businesses in contact with the public are required to wear masks, and the county's plan keeps that rule. Under the exemption proposal to open dining areas at 40% capacity, the county adds that all restaurant staff must wear masks. Suduth, who also manages Southwest Memorial Hospital, said he has noticed some businesses do not comply with state-required prevention measures. Calling non-compliance, quote, the break in the process, he agreed the plan only, quote, as long as people are compliant. The requirement to wear a mask struck a nerve with Commissioner Larry Don Sukla and sparked an argument with Suduth, who said he had questioned a business owner over non-compliance with state guidelines. Sukla claimed Suduth had overstepped his role. Sukla added he was skeptical of heavy enforcement and fines for not wearing face coverings. Masks are ridiculous, Sukla said, adding that enforcement appeared to be, quote, harassment of local businesses. Suduth objected, saying that he would not support the proposal if a local leader has this type of attitude. Not wearing masks or face coverings puts people at risk, he said, and could contribute to a surge of coronavirus cases. Ultimately, I have to protect my staff who are in contact with positive cases, Suduth said. Sukla claimed extended use of masks could breed bacteria or cause hyperventilation. He also took issue with Suduth's salary, an estimate that Suduth said was off-topic and inaccurate. As the exchange continued, Sukla argued that if SHS did not support the exemption plan, it, quote, would destroy the community. Suduth retorted that it was Sukla who, quote, did not care about the health of his community with his attitude about masks. County Health Department Director Bobby Locke reminded everyone that the governor's order on masks for employees has enforcement authority. If there is a non-compliant business, officials would visit the site and educate staff and owners. A second act of non-compliance might bring a visit with health officials and law enforcement officers and a $1,000 fine and jail time. If the exemption were approved, businesses still would be required to practice 6 feet of social distancing, wear face coverings or masks, maintain physical barriers, increase sanitation, monitor symptoms, maintain no-touch payment methods, and post regulations. Customers would be encouraged to wear face coverings. Apparently not until they had to eat their food. There are 700 businesses in this area, and not all of them are open. We're saying give them a chance to reopen, said Commissioner Jim Candelaria. Give them a chance to survive and abide by regulations, added Commissioner Keenan Ertel. It's a fair ask. Health officials warned that increased public interaction could cause an increase in virus infections and put pressure on the healthcare system. If new cases doubled within a 14-day period, the plan could be scaled back, officials said. For exemptions to be considered, the state requires that the local health care system be able to handle a potential surge in cases, prevention measures level out new cases, and rapid testing be available. Southwest Memorial has treated 3 patients and has the capacity for others, said Sudduth. The hospital's 53 beds includes 4 ICU beds, 16 medical surgery beds, 33 convalescent beds, 7 negative pressure rooms, and 5 ventilators. Southwest Memorial's COVID-19 test includes an Abbott device. SHS says has about 30 test kits for the Abbott and has ordered 180 tests, the maximum allowed because of a nationwide shortage. Southwest Health System also has ordered lab equipment that would allow for more widespread rapid COVID-19 tests in-house. The county pitched in $36,000 towards the $100,000 cost. If positive tests increased, so would case investigations, said Bobby Locke, Montezuma County Health Department Director. For example, 130 people were contacted after 17 positive cases were held in the county. The commissioner said that the county would pay for additional contact tracing staff as needed. Here in Dolores County, with only 5 local potential restaurants, during the Board of County Commissioners meeting on Monday, the topic of submitting a variance request letter to the state governor was eventually met with a somewhat wait-and-see resolution, and that they're looking forward to trying to work on a variance letter for restaurants to open with restrictions, just like what Mesa County has done. The county is currently waiting on the 2-week period for this Safer at Home guidance to expire. They're expecting on May 15th for something from the governor's office on opening more of the closed entities for right now's stay-at-home order. And at that point, the potential for restaurants to open may occur. Much depends on if there are more cases, and in our case, if there are any reported confirmed cases, as we remain one of the few counties with 0 cases. And now, let's take a look at the local weather. Today, sunny with a high near 70 degrees, and those north-northeast winds continue around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear and a low around 44. Remaining northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour shift east after midnight. Then for Wednesday, we have a red flag warning in the afternoon. It's going to be hot and sunny with a high near 81 degrees and very breezy, with an east-southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour shifting south-southwest 15 to 20 miles an hour, and gusts as high as 35 miles an hour. Thusly the warning not to burn. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 45 degrees. It will remain breezy at 15 to 20 miles an hour, reducing to 5 to 10 miles an hour overnight. But again, those winds could be gusty as high as 30 miles an hour. And now for Thursday, we have a fire weather warning. Again, a sunny day with a high near 72 degrees, very breezy with a southeast wind, 15 to 20 miles an hour, those gusts again reaching 30 miles an hour. Thursday night, clear with a low around 40 degrees. Then for Friday, sunny with a high again near 72. Friday night, mostly clear and a low around 40. And a warm, dry weekend with Saturday sunny and a high near 75 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear, a low around 44. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 77 degrees. Sunday night, mostly cloudy and a low around 49. The outlook for our next precipitation potential may not happen until the middle of the month after the 15th, so be careful out there with these hot and dry conditions. And now, back to the news. From the Colorado Sun, a report that our Colorado governor slashes state spending, outlaws evictions, and keeps ski areas closed in a series of late-night orders last Friday. Governor Jared Polis said Colorado does not have the money to, quote, carry on the functions of the state government. He also directed his administration to funnel money towards nursing homes, which have been hard hit by the coronavirus. In a late-night executive order Thursday, Governor Jared Polis declared Colorado does not have the money to, quote, carry on the functions of the state government amid the coronavirus, and immediately slashed $229 million in spending. The emergency move to reduce state services included among a series of other executive orders limiting evictions, boosting the response to coronavirus outbreaks at nursing homes, and extending the closures of ski areas. That is one of the most significant actions the Democratic governor has taken to address the impact of the coronavirus. And it's possible more cuts will come from Polis in the weeks ahead. Quote, the economic disruption associated with COVID-19 is causing precipitous and significant revenue shortfalls for the state, the governor's budget director, Lauren Larson, wrote in a letter to state lawmakers. These are challenging times that force difficult financial decisions to maintain a balanced budget. When revenues decline so sharply that it will drain half or more of the state's $814 million reserve fund, Polis is required by law to notify lawmakers and develop a plan to reduce the $30.5 billion budget. The governor's office made the order public after 9:30 p.m. and did not respond to repeated messages from the Colorado Sun seeking explanation. In the letter to lawmakers, Larson said that the administration did not rely on broad, across-the-board cuts, but rather specific line item reductions that can be made with the least possible impact to state programs and services. State Senator Dominic Moreno, a Commerce City Democrat who sits on the legislature's Joint Budget Committee, says lawmakers were notified of the cuts a day earlier. The Budget Committee is scheduled to reconvene as of yesterday to address the current budget and the next. Quote, "It's scary and it demonstrates the magnitude of the revenue declines that we can expect this fiscal year and next fiscal year," he said. The administration highlighted the fact that it does not mandate or any immediate layoffs or furloughs of state employees in the next 2 months, but leaves open the possibility in the next fiscal year. Quote, "We want to ensure we have a strong, stable state workforce as we manage the challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic," Larson wrote. The bulk of the spending reductions, $183 million or 80%, come from Medicaid, the government health insurance program for low-income residents and people with disabilities. The other cuts in services, which run through June 30th, the end of the current fiscal year, affect 16 different agencies, saving big and small sums in a range of areas, including a reduction in state spending on private prison beds and programs, which saves $1.4 million, the elimination of new $500,000 student debt repayment program for teachers, a $200,000 trim in spending on the Child Welfare Hotline, a cumulative $4 million decrease in educational, medical, and other services to juvenile offenders in the Division of Youth Services, the cancellation of $4.9 million in the Office of Information Technology for a system aimed at helping businesses navigate Colorado's sales tax system, a series of public safety education, such as $45,000 for the state's Safe to Tell program, $90,000 for the Colorado Bureau of Investigation's division that oversees the sex offender registry and other programs, and $80,000 for the state crime lab, and $100,000 for the Colorado State Patrol. Governor Jared Polis said Colorado does not have the money, quote, to carry on the functions of the state government, as he quoted earlier. He also directed his administration to funnel money towards nursing homes, which have been hard hit by the coronavirus. More than 1,400 staff of nursing homes and senior care centers have also been infected with coronavirus. Polis outlawed evictions for at least 30 days based on the ability of a homeowner or renter to pay their rent or mortgage, after saying earlier on in the coronavirus crisis that he didn't have the power to do so. Tenant advocates have been pushing him for weeks to take this action. The orders also extends for 30 days guidance to utilities that they not shut off customers' water or power if they miss payments. The governor also issued an order preventing ski areas from reopening until at least May 23rd. Polis also extended until May 30th an order allowing county clerks to issue marriage licenses through the internet. And in a new order, he delayed the deadline for unaffiliated candidates to submit the necessary signatures to qualify for the November ballot, given the trouble circulating petitions amid the pandemic. Can't go door to door. And from the Hal Turner radio show, an article regarding President Trump, who on Friday issued an executive order declaring a national emergency over threats to the U.S. power system, taking steps to defend the grid against cyber attacks and foreign interference. This was not very widely publicized and might be a good indication that us rural folk should be prepared for a down-grid potential. The executive order bans the use of equipment for the power grid that was manufactured by a company under the control of a foreign adversary, or the buying of any equipment that poses a national security threat. The article continues. Additional steps are required to protect the security, integrity, and reliability of bulk power system electric equipment used in the United States, Trump wrote. In light of these findings, I hereby declare a national emergency with respect to the threat to the United States bulk power system. The order also established a task force to protect the power grid from attacks and share risk management information to prevent interference. Members of the task force will include the Secretaries of Commerce, Defense, and Homeland Security, as well as the Director of National Intelligence. Trump noted in the order that the power system is a target for those, quote, seeking to commit malicious acts against the U.S., pointing to concerns around cyber attacks in particular. A successful attack on our bulk power system would present significant risks to our economy, human health and safety, and would render the United States less capable of acting in defense of itself and its allies, Trump wrote. Secretary of Energy Dan Brouillette applauded the executive order, saying in a statement that it would greatly diminish the ability of foreign adversaries to target our critical electric infrastructure. Today, President Trump demonstrated bold leadership to protect America's bulk power system and ensure the safety and prosperity of all Americans. Brouillette said it is imperative the bulk power system be secured against exploitation and attacks by foreign threats. The order establishes the Secretary of Energy as the official tasked with identifying equipment currently in use in the bulk power system that poses a risk and working to take out and replace that equipment. The Secretary is also in charge of creating a list of, quote, pre-qualified vendors that are deemed safe to work with. The Department of Energy has stepped up its forces on protecting the grid from attacks in recent years. Former Energy Secretary Rick Perry established the Office of Cybersecurity, Energy Security, and Emergency Response, or CESER, C-E-S-E-R, in 2018 to help prepare and respond to threats. The official CESER account tweeted on Friday that the agency stands ready to help defend the bulk power system, adding that malicious actors have targeted the power system for the past decade. Hal writes his opinion that if one were to read between the lines, one might get the impression that folks should prepare for a grid down scenario, no electric, 90% of population dies within 1 year because people nowadays no longer know even the most basic skills to grow their own food, hunt their own food, fish their own food, or even how to prepare what they grow, hunt, fish so they can eat it. Thankfully, we are located in a great spot with minimal population, but those here know how to take care of themselves and one another quite well. And today's High Canyon Country happenings, a continuing reminder that we need to get our census information data returned to the federal government. It really does affect our county's funding and programs and representation. It takes just 10 minutes for 10 questions and lasts for 10 years of impact. Easy to go online to 2020census.gov, or there is a number to call in and you can tell them your answers directly over the phone at 844-330-2020, 844-330-2020. Today is Cinco de Mayo, which in Spanish means 5th of May, and much revelry and fun will not be had this year as most bars and restaurants are closed across the country, and gatherings are currently guided to be no more than 10 people. Ironically, it is more of an incentive to promote Mexican beer than anything else, and we all could use a lime with any Corona. Keeps our pH balanced on the alkaline side, don't you know? But also the 5th is Giving Tuesday in Colorado. Go online to support our local nonprofits and charities at coloradogives.org and use the hashtag #COGives when sharing your posts. It is also our local area ambulance district board election day. It started at 7 a.m. and runs till 7 p.m. tonight. Go to the Public Service Center that's over in the building for Road and Bridge, and there's a tent set up in the parking lot so you can drive through, get your ballot, then circle back to drop it off in the ballot box. Or you have the option to walk up and the volunteers will assist you with the ballot as well. All volunteers will be wearing masks, and precautions have been made and taken to provide a clean voting location. There are 2 seats up for election out of a field of 5 candidates. And also make a note that this Friday at 3 p.m. there will be another food distribution opportunity for Dolores County residents here in Dove Creek at the Rock Building, hosted by CUP, Community United Program. And as Sunday is Mother's Day, the Rock is also welcoming all kids to come through and pick up a kit to make for your mom. If you can't make the drive-through pickup or don't have proof of residency, call Carol Marie directly at 970-739-3562. And also our local sheriff's department will deliver as needed. I post up all of these High Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News, where you can also watch this program, which you may be doing right now, replay along with the news links and stories of local interest, and you too can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. Again, this is your local community TV station, so if you have something you'd like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119. And thank you for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast as available Monday through Friday, with replays online on our YouTube channel and also DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you do like the program, please like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching.